Hello, and I would like to say a very Merry Christmas to all my viewers, and thank you for supporting me on this channel for this year. Obviously I've still got a long way to go, and we'll get better in producing the videos for you, and I'd just like to have just a quick rundown of some of the top 3 locomotives. So my top 3 steam locomotives that I've really enjoyed looking at and reviewing and running are in number 1 place is the Hornby P2 Prince of Wales, and I think this was really good value for money and such an excellent quality locomotive, and I would recommend anybody, to buy this. Obviously there might be some more better locomotives coming along in the future, but if you're a really big fan of these large locomotives, I would get the P2. In second place, it's a Bachmann, and it's the Tornado. So it's another very similar sort of locomotive, but I would say this is one of my favourite Bachmann steam locomotives. It's really nicely detailed, runs really well. The only downside, I would have said they should have put a 5-pole motor and not 3-pole, but in saying that, it's a fantastic locomotive. It's getting a little bit older now, but it's still really good value for money, and if you can find a good example second hand or find one for sale from new, I would suggest buying one. And in my third place is actually another Hornby locomotive, or not traditionally really a locomotive, it's actually a train set, and it's the Hornby R697 Express passenger train set, and this was the Duchess of Sutherland locomotive with 4 coaches, and it's basically from my childhood, and I still think it's a fantastic detailed locomotive, especially for something that was like available from 1979, 1978, something like that. And today's world, it still holds its own. I would say the only major downside of those locomotives that era were tender driven. So you had to have traction tyres, and they didn't sort of progress over time that well. So, but I would still, if you can find one second hand, there was thousands of them sold, but not many of them kept in all the boxes. So if you can find a good example, I would look and buy one and just keep it in your collection. I would say then for my top 3 diesels, I would go for the Accurascale Class 37. I've got a BR Blue version. I do have another version that I'm going to be reviewing in the new year. So I've had that for a little while, but I've not even taken it out of the box yet. So I'm going to have a look, see if that's as good as the version that I've already got. And these, I think, are excellent value for brand new models, brand new tooling. It puts Bachmann's prices to shame when you've got manufacturers like Accurascale that can produce products such a high quality and still get a good margin on profit, and then can put that money back into the business so they can design new models. Second in this is actually an N-Gauge product, and this is from Dapol, and it's their Class 50, and I really like this locomotive, and it was really good, super slow crawler, and it's a really good high-end model from Dapol. It just shows you how well an N-Gauge model can actually run and crawl. And in third place on this, it might be a little bit of a strange one for me to put in, but it's actually a Lima Class 37, and I just think for the value for money that I paid for these was just so good. They're not the most detailed model, but if you want to build up a good collection, obviously you can then collect a few of these. And I know the Bachmann Class 37s now are dropping in price, and they're a lot more value for money, and some of these Lima ones are getting a bit rare and people are asking silly money. So if you do see one at a silly price, don't buy it. there's always a better deal out there. So, but I really like that for just the value for money, you know. So that was really my top 3 locomotives in diesel and in steam. I'm not going to run through all the bad locomotives, because I don't really believe you should be doing that. But if you wanted to see a few reviews where they didn't quite go to plan, you can have a look on some of the ones on my channel. But I'd rather finish the year on a real positive note. So on that, I'm going to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope to see you in the new year. Take care, everybody, and have a nice, safe Christmas.